Greetings everyone and welcome back to another video. They announced a new lockbox, the Explore Far From Home lockbox. This is not the first name that this thing has had in its short existence, so I'm waiting for them to change it to the Into the Spider-Verse lockbox, but let's go ahead and look at the contents. Of course, there is a new ship, yet another cross-field variant. I'm not going to talk about it too much right now because I'm going to cover it in its own video where I take a look at the stats blog for this ship. So we're going to skip over that for the time being. Look for that video, though. It should be uploaded around the same time as this one. Of course, lockboxes come with more than just ships, so let's take a look at all the other stuff in here. Some of it is a little bit exciting. There's a console, the Parasitic Ice Containment Vessel. It fires an ice thing that grows an ice crystal. It does damage over time, and it taunts the foe, which is a bit interesting for tanking purposes. I don't know if tanks will actually use it, but actual taunts are pretty rare in the game, so that's interesting to see. Gives passes to cold cannon, projectile, cold damage resistance, and EPG. Probably be a small number since it covers so many things. It's a new starship trait called programmable matter enhancements. Activating a non-specialization bridge officer ability has a chance to provide a bonus, with specific bonus being based on what profession the ability was. Engineering gives you temporary health. Tactical gives you increased damage, and science cleanses a controlled debuff or effect. And there's other stuff in here as well, including the 32nd century phasers that they've been teasing for a while. So we've had two ships now that came with unupgradable versions. This is finally how we're going to get the upgradable ones. And if you don't remember what the deal is with those, they have a proc that gives you cooldown reduction. So might be interesting to play around with. There's also going to be a vanity shield as well. And a bunch more stuff. We got some kit modules and traits and stuff. There's the Parasitic Ice Universal Kit Module. Throws a seed of parasitic ice wrapped around a powerful catalyst that holds the target foe and deals cold damage over time. Spreads to nearby foes. You get the idea. It's an ice-based damage attack. There's 3 new dot robots. I don't really like the aesthetic design of these things, but we are getting 3 new ones, and it looks like you can use all of them. There's an engineering, science, and tactical one, but they aren't restricted to your profession. So it's not like as an engineer you can only use the engineering one. They just have different effects, but you can use all 3. The engineering ones look like they buff all of your other pets. The tactical one deals damage, of course, and the science one is a control debuffer style pet. I'm not going to read all the stuff here. Link to the blog post will be in the description, so you can either pause the video or go to the blog and read for yourself. And then there's the personal transporter. This one looks like it might be fun, even if it's not very useful. Instantly beams the captain out of harm's way. A reticle then appears, which can be freely repositioned. When the kit module is reactivated, the captain beams back in at the chosen destination and facing. I'm wondering if there's some way to break the game with this, like to get out of bounds or clip through walls or something. This one might be fun to play with. Some developer just heard me say that, which assumes they watch my videos, and they went, "Oh dear God, we haven't tested that yet." There's some new space traits and ground traits, personal traits. This one is going to be the most interesting for a lot of people. I'm not as interested in it. It's actually an active ground trait. It's called Bond with Life. That's where the T-Rex thing that they put in here is from. And basically what it does is it allows you to tame a pet. So if you've ever played World of Warcraft and you have a hunter, and you can tame a pet, it's kind of like that. Not nearly as sophisticated, but basically you go out, you tame a pet, and then you're able to summon it in the future to attack for you. There's a list somewhere of all the different animals that you can tame. I'm assuming there's going to be more info coming about that in the future. I'm 100% sure this is not going to work as intended. Something is undoubtedly going to be broken about this, but it is a pretty cool idea. Not personally interesting me, but I know a lot of people were interested in this. People calling it the Pokemon ability because you got to catch them all. Then there's another one called Unyielding Ideals. Using a revive power such as CPR applies a significant temporary health and shield bonus damage to the target and to yourself for a period of time. There's one called Upgraded Gear. Improve kit performance upon defeating a foe up to a high cap. So that's probably pretty decent if you get a lot of your damage from your kits. Then we have the space ones, Symbolic Ice. symbiotic ice, sorry. Beam weapons gain an additional percentage of total damage as cold damage. Beam weapons are not the best energy weapons, and energy weapons are not the best damage type or damage source. And I just have to imagine, based on other similar abilities, that this just isn't going to be very good. The fact that it's cold damage could mean something. It probably scales off of EPG, and I don't know if it will act as a control effect since it's cold. I don't know if it applies a slow or anything like that. So there could be some possibilities for triggering other things that might make it useful. But yeah, I don't know. This one's really going to depend a lot. We're going to have to check it out to see what it's like. Space ones are a lot more interesting to me. Feel the weight of our presence. This is the thing I'm the most excited about in the entire lockbox, which is going to be the reason I'm actually going to open some of these, because I do want to get this trait. Each friendly ally on the map debuffs damage resistance rating of nearby foes. That is huge. Stacking up to 25 allies. Mines and torpedoes don't count, but hangar pets, distress beacons, turrets, and all other form of allies do. This could be a very powerful personal space trait, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it. We have another one here, redundant antimatter containment, improves damage resistance rating based on engine power. A lot of builds are putting a lot of power into engines these days, so I don't know that damage resistance alone is going to be enough to slot a personal space trait, but it could be a pretty decent option. You can get a new duty officer, randomly transporting Saurian, and basically whenever you have him assigned to your active roster for ground and you activate a kit module, there is a chance that he will beam down to fight for you, so that's pretty cool as well. I'll probably be using him, so I am looking to open a couple of those for my characters. They've also added some new stuff to the lobby store, not a ship. That would be something people wanted, so don't get too excited. The Guardian Staff, this looks like it could be the, I can't remember the name of it now. The Iconian one, not an upgrade, but it seems similar to that. The Trill Guardian Staff. The unusual energy weapon can project a great deal of electrical damage to foes. Primary firing, chains bouncing to additional targets. And that's pretty nice because the primary mode is an AoE attack, essentially. Then you can get some miniature Dot 23 vanity pets. I think these things are absolutely hideous, but maybe you like them. Feel free to pick them up if you want. And speaking of hideous, the ugliest uniforms I have ever seen. These are so ugly. The color, I don't know what they were thinking. These uniforms are just so awful looking. And they don't look like Star Trek to me, personally. But if you're interested in that, you can get them from the lobby store as well. Thank you very much for watching. Keep an eye out for the Crossfield Stats blog video. There's going to be a new Stowcast coming out tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.